Hello and welcome to Infor Cloud Suite Business, where you will see how business intelligence supports a typical day in the life of the CFO of a busy finance department. Chris Opperman, CFO of GB1 Services Inc., is on his way to an important investors meeting where he hopes to secure funding for the next stage in the company's expansion. He's also preparing for the company's quarterly board meeting where he will need to provide feedback on the investor meeting, also report on the latest monthly figures and present the latest 5-year forecast. In this session, Chris reviews the month-end financial data on his mobile device and in doing so spots a problem with the month-end figures. He also reviews and updates his company forecast figures. Hi, I'm Chris Opperman and I love this dashboards facility that I have here on my iPad. It's a great way to view up-to-date information whilst I'm out of the office. These visualizations give me an instant insight into key information about my business with drill downs to underlying detail. This finance dashboard is my default, but there are many others that I could look at as well if I wanted to. So for now, I need to review these graphs and quickly check that all the figures look sensible for the month, which they do as normal, except for this one. This graph is monitoring actuals and budgets for the finance and accounting department, and I can see that the actuals are way above the budget for the month. I created this graph myself using the graph wizard so that I could keep an eye on this department's cost, as it is well known that they were far exceeding the budget last year. I thought we had this under control. I can't tell the investors that we do, then report these numbers that clearly show we don't. Something's gone wrong. I don't have time to drill down into the detail myself. I need to get Debbie, my financial controller, to investigate and let me know before I get to my investors meeting. So I'll send Debbie a message directly from within this dashboard using the button here at the top to send a link, and this will automatically include a screenshot of the dashboard as well as a link to it. So just selecting here to send a message to Debbie Gibson, and I will ask her to urgently look at what's happened to the figures. So I can do this from the iPad directly, and that's done. Well, I wasn't expecting that. Thank goodness I spotted that anomaly before getting to my meeting with the investors. I'm back in the office after a very successful meeting with the investors. Debbie found that the problem was due to miscoding of a purchase invoice and was able to notify me on my message feed here, which is also available on mobile devices. So I was able to report this to the investors whilst at the meeting. Now that I'm back at my desk on my laptop, I'm going to go to dashboards again. The same ones I was looking at on the iPad this morning. Here's the finance dashboard, in fact, with up-to-date data, and I'll go to my planning dashboard to review the forecast ready for the board meeting. So out of my list of dashboards, I'll click on planning. I've got two planning categories and locate the sales planning dashboard. The dashboards are not only a great way to analyse information, but also to plan and forecast too, as I can look at and update data from multiple points of view. For example, the board are going to want to see plans for next year. So let's select 2016, and they're initially going to be interested in sales, not quantity shipped. So let's change the measure to gross sales. But I can always slice and dice into other points of view and lower levels of granularity by selecting from these drop-downs. The graph is showing me the last 3 years' actual historical data plus next year's target and forecast. This is just the way I configured this graph. On another dashboard I have a higher level 5-year view. The detail at the bottom, as configured by me, is showing a breakdown by product group, which I can expand to individual products, and the 3-year average sales by month is useful background to support my forecast for next year. When I initially created the forecast, I copied from a previous data source. I copied actual from the year 2015 and then use the arrow at the side of the annually generated amounts to spread the annual amount according to the weightings from last year's actual information. I can adjust any individual amount. In fact, I just spoke to Randall Cole, who is now heading up our new division, and he's going to run a marketing campaign in the summer for product group P007, which he assures me will generate increased revenue in September. So I'm going to add a note against that line to say that there is a marketing event planned. And also in September's figure, I will change that to include some extra revenue. So I'm happy with my forecast, which I can present from my laptop or iPad at the board meeting. And if anyone in the board meeting wants a reminder, using the share option at the top, I can email them a screenshot or a link to the actual dashboard itself. In this session, you've seen how the Dashboards facility provides valuable insight through graphical representation of key information, even when travelling, enabling you to immediately investigate issues and concerns. You've also seen how the integrated planning and forecasting capability allows you to slice and dice to different points of view for planning and forecasting purposes. This enables you to both view and enter data at different levels of granularity. You also have the ability to view historical data and use it for data entry to assist with accurate forward planning. With the graphical views, it's easy to spot trends as well as identify potential issues. And with the ability to run forecasting and planning on mobile devices, you're always able to access and update your plan data wherever you are. Furthermore, you can easily share screenshots or links to the actual dashboards, again from desktop or mobile devices.